Tissues at the ready. These are some of the most emotional games of 2022.
A vision of what's to come. Poor Senua.
Long gone are the days when video games were just about competing with your friends for the highest score. Now, video games are all about telling vast, complex stories with compelling characters, unexpected twists, and often heartbreaking sacrifices. Whether they're long, winding, immersive journeys that gradually make you fall in love with their tragic characters as they go through hell and back to get what they want, or endearingly wholesome stories about understanding your own emotions. In 2022, it's clearer than ever that video games are capable of telling mature and relatable stories that perfectly surmise the human experience. Don't worry, we won't be delving into any spoiler territory here. Make sure to subscribe to the Logitech G YouTube channel, hit that notification bell to keep up to date on our latest videos, and prepare your heart. These are the most emotional games to play in 2022.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that.
Mental illness is a topic that's difficult to approach in video games, but Hellblade Senua's sacrifice sets the bar for how delicately and effectively it handles such a complex topic. Its narrative focuses on the grieving Senua, on a quest to the Norse afterlife of Helheim in order to try and save the soul of her dead lover. But this journey is made all the more complicated by Senua's severe psychosis.
There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim, and the goddess Hela holds his soul there.
Throughout this grueling adventure, Senua is constantly haunted by the voices in her head that plague her perception of reality, making the already distressing journey even more torturous. Even worse, after facing brutal defeats and savage enemies, Senua must also confront the physical manifestations of her childhood trauma. Yeah, this is kind of an intense one.
You kept your vow.
Guide you in this life and the next. I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Okay, let's lighten the mood up a bit. The latest entry in the Life is Strange saga is still quite an emotionally charged story, but at least it's a bright, cozy, and colourful one. Emotion has always been at the heart of the Life is Strange series, with each game starring a different protagonist whose emotions manifest themselves as supernatural powers. In the case of True Colors, main character Alex Chen is able to read and manipulate the emotions of the people around her, although this comes with the side effect of her being infected by the emotions she reads. Throughout this episodic adventure that feels more like a quirky indie movie than a video game, you'll be empathizing with every character you encounter and learning that there's always something hidden behind every emotion. Set in the hipster Colorado town of Haven Springs, we dare you to not find yourself charmed by Life is Strange True Colors.
Listen to me. It wasn't your fault. At all.
Who said that impactful stories need to be complex? Journey is the definition of the mantra less is more, with absolutely zero dialogue and stripped back mechanics. The effectiveness of its storytelling lies in its simplicity, relying on rudimentary story beats to guide you through its emotional journey. Playing as a robed traveller capable only of jumping and producing musical notes, you'll be exploring stunning environments to the tune of an incredibly touching score as you undertake the classic hero's journey. If you're lucky, you might even meet another player while exploring this atmospheric world. Just don't have high expectations for quality conversation. Wow, turns out that game developers love using Norse mythology to explore emotional narratives. The God of War franchise was typically known for its focus on extreme violence as opposed to storytelling, but that all changed with the latest entry, which came to PC earlier this year. God of War reimagines its lead character Kratos by turning him from a bloodthirsty god killer to a grieving, emotionally distant father. While the fantastic action gameplay is better than ever, the relationship between the father and son duo of Kratos and Atreus is absolutely the focus here, with the pair on a quest to scatter the ashes of Atreus' mother from the highest peak in the 9 realms. Thanks to the framing device of a single continuous camera shot, it's impossible not to empathise with these characters as their relationship evolves throughout the story. Plus, summoning the Leviathan axe at the press of a button is one of the most satisfying actions in games. And if that doesn't make you emotional, we don't know what will.
You lost control.
That thing was trying to kill us. It's not like you don't get angry in a fight.
Anger can be a weapon, if you control it.
You must have known that Clem was going to be making an appearance on this list. Telltale's The Walking Dead took the world by storm when the first episode dropped in 2012, and set the stage for dozens of other massive IPs to get the Telltale treatment down the line, including Batman, Game of Thrones, and even Minecraft. While the series that followed were great adventures, none really recaptured the same heart as the emotional rollercoaster that defined Walking Dead.
How many bullets y'all have?
3.
5, 4, 2. Y'all know where to aim.
Taking on the role of Lee, who's found a literal get out of jail free card thanks to the zombie apocalypse, players find themselves having to balance managing a group of bickering survivors with acting as the father figure for the 9-year-old Clementine. You'll be handling tough decisions, making tricky sacrifices, and often choosing the lesser of two evils while you try to make the best out of this awful zombie-infested world. If you really feel like taking part in some long-term emotional turmoil, you can play out the following 4 series as you guide Clementine through 10 years of the zombie apocalypse.
I'll take the big one. You get Shorty.
I've got the big one.
Hey, kid. Look, it's not like I don't know you have guts, but are you crazy?
Maybe I am.
Going back to your old family home after a long time away is always an emotional experience.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
But What Remains of Edith Finch cranks that nostalgic trauma up to 11. While this is the kind of game that's typically described as a walking simulator, it's actually much more of an anthology, collecting dozens of different gameplay styles to tell its unique story over multiple chapters. Exploring the Finch family home, the mystery of a tragic family curse is slowly unraveled, as you explore the bedrooms of various family members, learning about their increasingly devastating deaths through gameplay vignettes. From building an imaginary fantasy city in a fish factory to fleeing a serial killer in a comic book aesthetic, What Remains of Edith Finch continually switches its gameplay mechanics up to match the emotional resonance of its story. We just hope we can have a house this massive one day without cursing our entire bloodline.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Oh, Arthur Morgan, we just want to wrap you up in blankets and stop anyone from ever hurting you.
Sneaky little bastard.
This Western adventure is as tragic as they come, starring a gang of misfit cowboys on the run from the law in the last days of the Wild West. From the very first mission of Red Dead Redemption 2, it's clear that time is running out for the Van der Linde gang, and the writing is certainly on the wall for some of the more rambunctious characters. Watching the iconic Dutch Van der Linde slowly morph from Arthur's compassionate but reckless father figure into the delusional, violent antagonist from Red Dead Redemption 1 is a heartbreaking transformation.
We have all made mistakes over the years, Hosea. Every last one of us. But I kept us together.
And don't get us started on Arthur Morgan. Roger Clark's incredible portrayal of the charming but tragic cowboy is a medium-defining performance, and we just dare you not to fall in love with everyone's favourite sad cowboy.
You kept the faith, Arthur. You always kept it.
And I ain't losing it now.
So, those are some of the games that made us emotional over the years. Did any of these make you tear up while you were playing? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to recommend us some more emotional games. Drop us a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the Logitech G channel for more features and lists like this one, and hit that notification bell to know when our next video lands.
Being here is too good to be true. I'm not gonna let anything mess it up.